Using Interwrite IWB software in your classroom, basic training course. Using tools, the magnifier, zoom, camera, searchlight, and screen shade. On your screen you see this particular image. It may be difficult for people at the back of the room to see, so you may want to enlarge it. There are two ways to do this. The easiest way is to go to View and Zoom, and then select the size. I'm going to select 150%. You'll notice now that there is much more detail available to see. We can use our pens if we want to trace, say, a bus route. And then when we go back to View and Zoom and 100%, you'll see that what we've drawn on the screen stays in proportion and correctly on the map that's there. The second way to increase the size is to go to the magnifying glass here on your taskbar, click on it, and then drag a small text box over the image that you want to magnify. It will not only magnify that, but also everything else on the screen as well. Depending on the quality of the image, the magnifying glass can tend to pixelate the image. It may be best to use the View and Zoom to ensure that this doesn't happen. If you want to close it down, just hit the X at the bottom right corner. Also untick it from the taskbar as well. The camera can be used to capture pictures from the internet or blocks of text, to copy and paste things to other pages. Click on the camera and this particular window will appear. If you go to this cog at the end, the options, this will indicate where you want the captured image to appear, whether you want it on the same page, a new page, which will actually be the very last page of your presentation, or just add it to your clipboard so that you can then hit copy and paste. I'm going to leave it on Add to a New Page, and then I'll click OK. The very first icon here will allow you to crop your photos. If you click on this, you'll notice your screen turns a bit gray. What you're able to do is to drag a box over the portion of the image you want to capture. When you're happy, let go, and then if you're happy with it, hit the tick, and there's my image. I can then increase the size of it if I would like, and if I go to the resource bank, My Library, add a category, and OK. You see there's the maps. If I untick the auto hide box, I can then capture that image and save it for future reference. And then the next time I want to use it, I just click and drag it to the screen. Remember to get rid of clip art images, select it with your select object, and then hit the red X. And even if I remove these from the main screen, it will remain in the gallery, and even if I don't save this particular presentation, the image will remain in the gallery as well. I'll just show you that this looks like nothing's on the screen, but it has added that image to that very last screen. I'm going to go back and select the next one. Capture Object will capture everything inside the frame of the window mode view, so that once again it looks like nothing's here, but you'll see that it's a mini version of everything that's inside the frame. This can be copied and pasted to a Word document or to an email if you wish. The third one along will capture irregular shapes. So if we wanted to just capture that particular section, you'll see that you can capture irregular shapes as well. And once again, it drops it down to the very last slide on the screen. And the last one will capture all the tabs open, as well as the taskbar, everything that you see on the screen. It's basically like a print screen. To close down your camera, just select the X there, and I'll just scroll back up to get to the page that I want. Other tools that are handy are the Searchlight, and this is found under Tools, Searchlight. You'll see that the screen basically turns black and you have this spotlight in the center. If I pull on the whites, I can actually make it a bit smaller. I can also go to the flare shape and make it an ellipse, and by pulling on that blue border, make it a circle, and then move it around the actual screen itself. I can change the transparency if I wish to say 50%, and this will allow me to see what's underneath, but just highlight individual features. And you can also change the background color. If you don't like the black, you can change it to another color, and if we make the transparency 0, it'll be just changed. So you've got a few options there with changing the color. To get rid of the spotlight, just hit exit. The screen shade is this symbol that's here on the screen. What this does is masks the whole screen and enables you to pull this down so that you can review as much of the screen as you want to at any one time. You've got the ability to drag it on a diagonal if you wish as well. And if you go to this little cog here that says Option, what you're able to do is to browse through your gallery and find images that you want to use. Hit Open, then hit OK, and now you have a totally different look to your screen shade. So you can modify this to suit your own needs. The next page shows you something like a spreadsheet, and if you want to, you can either use the Searchlight. If we turn this back to a rectangle and pull on the blue border so that we're able to see the amount that's there, we can then pull this down to reveal the different data that's on each line. And by the same token, you can use the screen shade to do that as well. Going to go to the next page. This is a predicting exercise, so the students are given the answer to a question and they need to come up with what the question is. So you can pull this down to reveal the questions. Thank you for viewing this tutorial. For further information, contact us by email info@eduss.com.au.